Hey there, everybody. Board Bob, we're back. Been a few days since I posted anything. This week was pretty busy. I had camp all day. This, fortunately, I guess, is my last week of camp for the summer until next year. So at this point, I am done classes until the semester starts up in 2 weeks. So I got some free time on my hands for a few days, and I think I'll take advantage of it. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on some railroad stuff. Um, Off camera, I've been doing a lot of running of rails, doing some cleanup stuff, what have you. And I'll show you that in a second. What I thought I'd show you is go over here and show you how our Covarex process has been doing. So that is all. So we got 80 in here. So we got two different, two sets of processes, I guess, if you will, and we've got quite a bit in here. And if you think about the fact that you're only getting one of these every single time you do this, I'm pretty sure it's just one, yeah. So see, you're getting 41 and 2, and you're using 40 to get them. So you're only getting one extra uranium-235 every single time that you run this process. So when you look at that, that's pretty good amount of uranium there that we've managed to process from all of our leftover waste. And again, there we go. There's the third one, and so yeah, we're sitting pretty with uranium-235 at this point. We're still a little bit full on our 238, and our fuel. We've reprocessed all of our used fuel. So we've got, I would say, a plethora of uranium-235. Would you say I have a plethora? I believe I have a plethora. Anyway, so I thought, since we have a plethora, and I did a little bit of math, and I worked it out, just rough numbers of what is here. And if you look at nukes, let's look at nukes because we haven't researched it yet. It takes 5,000 science to research it. It's going to take 30 uranium per nuke. Based on what we have sitting here right now in our chests, we can make 90 nukes just with what we have sitting here. So I thought to myself, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and research nukes. Might as well have some fun with them. I think the last thing we're going to research, of course, is the rocket silo. That's the end of game for this one. So, I think we're going to hold off on that. We'll do some of this other stuff, clear it all out. But for right now, you know what? We haven't been researching for a little bit, so we got all of our science packs backed up. So it shouldn't take terrible long. So let's do atomic bomb research so that we can have a little bit of fun, shall we? So we got her going. As you can see, although I just started it back up with the research, looks like all of our materials are doing pretty good. So let me show you what I've been up to on the map. And there we go. So if you'll remember, we start when last we talked, I did a little bit of this railroad here. Well, I have, or no, actually, wait a minute. I think last time, if memory serves me right, we brought it all the way down here. I was going to figure out how to do a depot down here and up here, and I did that. So we are, I would say, 2/3 of the way around our existing base. Ultimately, I want to bring this down and around, and then, of course, branch off in the other directions, and then clear everything out in the center. So, so we've got her going. So let's take a walk down here and see what we've got for our unloading and offloading, and show you what I figured out. As you can see, I'm running a little faster. I built some legs off camera as well. At this point, you guys have kind of seen most of the building stuff and most of the killing the worm stuff and what have you. So I figured that why bore you guys with all of that mess, right? So I'm working on getting my signals put in. I haven't gotten signals put in some locations. We're working on that. But here is my unloading stations. Now I'm only using 2 of them right now. I'm doing copper and I'm doing iron. And if you look, as you can see, I'm running 2 belts for each of these. I just kind of wanted to get my throughput really going. Eventually I've got to come back and replace all of this with blue belts. Now that I've got blue belts researched, I need to start building them. Maybe we'll set that up this time if we have some time. But in the interim, I threw down 2 sets of belts, and these go all the way back, up and back and around to the factory. And this is going to pretty much be our permanent supply point for items coming in, I think, at this point. There was a nice little coal patch down here, and I hooked that coal patch up to some drills, and we got a line that comes down here, and it's going to feed all of our engines. So every time they stop in for fuel, of course this one's going to need a telephone pole down there because the substations don't reach it. But every one of them is going to turn around and come on in, and they'll get fuel, and they'll sit here and unload. Now, right now, I have them set to don't move and or stay there till they're completely unloaded, or stay there till they're completely filled at the other end. I'm running 2 trains at a time right now, and as you see, I've got a set waiting in the winds. So we're keeping both of these lines pretty much packed, which is really kind of nice. I went back through and I finished putting in all of my accumulators. I finished putting in all of my solar cells, and if you are interested, at this point we have 14,000 solar panels. Yeah, I guess that's a little overkill, but guess what, man? We're running everything off of solar power during the day, and at night we got 9.7K or 9,700 accumulators. So I don't think power is going to be our issue ever again, unless something breaks. So there we go. So let's take a run on up here, and I'll show you the incoming portion of this whole debacle, if you will. Oh, and I got all my gates in, and I got my gates wired. As you can see, my signals turn red as I hit the gates, and if I'm not on the gates, they're green. Theoretically, this should stop the trains from running my ass down. We will see if it helps. But, you know, right now it is. Looks like we got some biter activity. Yep. At some point, I'm going to come through. I'm going to empty everything out of my inventory, and I'm going to come through with the destruction blueprint, and I'm going to get rid of all these trees and crap that are in here. I discovered just recently, I don't know why I didn't know it before, but I discovered just recently that you can set up the destruction schematic to filter basically whatever it is that you want them to pick up. So I can tell it, for instance, if we right click on it, I'll show you. So we right click, we have this white list and black list, right? So we can add any item to those, fish, trees, what have you, all of our different things that we can tell it we want to take it down or we don't want to take it down. And we can do tiles, which I'm going to assume is yep, there we go. That's what I thought. It's your stone and your concrete is what they consider tiles, I guess. So we set that to normal. But right here, trees and rocks only. So I can set this to where the only thing it's going to pick up, if I grab this and I tell it to pick up some stuff and I go over top of a laser and I go over top of the trees, when I let go, it's only going to pick up the trees. Now that's cool because I can take that and, like I say, I'll empty all of this stuff out and I will go around this whole thing and I will clear out all these trees and rocks out of our pathway at some point. I'm not going to bore you guys with it. I'm not going to do it off camera. I really don't know what I'm going to do with all those trees that I pick up. I'm probably just going to, throw them in the ocean somewhere or something, I guess. We'll see. But anyway, that's the plan. So let's go on up here and I'll show you where I'm mining at currently. Eventually this mine will of course play out like all the other ones have, and I'll have to move along again, but these ones are pretty good for now. So I shouldn't have to worry about it for too long. Now, one of the things I do still have to build up here, as you can see, this is my iron, this is my copper, and as you can see, I have a bypass built in for the copper, but I don't have a bypass built in for my iron. So eventually I need to put just like a quick little go between here so that it goes around. Now right now I'm not hurting for either of them, so if one of them gets stopped while I was waiting for the other one to fill, I'm not too worried about it because I'm doing okay. But eventually I got to come up here and I got to put another rail line in up there. Geez, should we just go ahead and do it now? You know what? Let's see if we can just do it now. So, oops, I don't want that. And the reason we don't want that, it's facing the wrong direction. There we go. See, this is, yeah. Oops. I wonder, how about if we put it here? And we go here. And we go here. We want to go backwards one, I guess. There we go. And then we go forward one. And then see if this will match up. Nope, not quite. We go forward one more. There we go. Alright, so, it's a little ugly looking, but it'll work. It'll give us another bypass. So let's put down some rail signals, just to have them down there, so that we don't, screw the pooch up too much. I'm just using rail signals right now. I'm not using any chain signals. I'm just chunking it all down as rail signals. I don't know if that's going to give us some nightmares later, but we will certainly see. So there we go. It's all in. So now we got that bypass. I probably should have put it in forever and a day ago, but I didn't. So here's our loading setup. Of course, it comes up to both sides. I got a chest for buffers so that the train doesn't have to wait to bring it up from the mines. I got to lay down some more mines over here. I ran out of mines, and then that'll load the train. I'm running 2-car trains. It seems to be plenty. Now, like I say, it's going all, you see it's loading all the way from the end because I got these chests, but the refill is not making it all the way down there. But once this train goes, it'll start making it down there. Again, I've got a few mines to put in here, but other than that, we're doing pretty good. How close are we to? All right, you know what? I was gonna, almost got me. I was gonna get on the train and ride it back down there, but yeah, not so much. Let's see. Is there a train coming that I can? That's down there unloading. That's down there unloading. That's waiting on this one to come up here. So this will be our next train, and here it comes up the track. I still have some signals to put in along the track, which is why that was just sitting there, even though the line was clear. I will get around to that. I'm slowly but surely getting them in there. So rather than walking, since this is going to fill up pretty quickly, why don't we just ride the train down? It'll take us down there all on its own, and it's not going to take it very long to fill. I've got this set up so that it fills it pretty quick. There's 6 on the side, and which makes it 12 per train, 12 per car. Fills up pretty quick. So let's just go ahead and wait for it to fill up, and then we will. There we go. See? We'll head right on back down to where we want to be. When we get back down to the drop-off station, we'll get out of the train, and I'll show you what I did to set up the drop-off station. They're speeding right along here. Oops, sorry about that. Knocked over a soda bottle. I didn't wear it, so that's a good thing. Alright, so let that unload. So now what we got here is I set it up so that I have stack inserters here, because I have fast inserters coming off of one side of the train, and I have a belt coming off of the other side that's fed by fast inserters. So I wanted the stack inserters over here to try and get as much of this off of these belts as possible, as quickly as possible, and to get it into a chest. Now, I probably need to add, from the looks of it, another row of chests, but that's okay. I don't mind that these are sitting here so long as these lines stay filled. So that's how I did this. It saves a lot of space, or seems to, because I'm not running another belt around. I'm just running it right under the track, back to the inserters, and back into the mix of things. Now, I am not running any filter inserters, because my 2 patches are completely separate, and I don't have to worry about inadvertently getting the wrong thing into one of these trains right now, anyway. Because the only place these trains go, they go 2 stops. They load iron, they empty iron. They load iron, they empty iron. Same thing with the copper. They load and empty, load and empty, load and empty, and that's all they do. But that's all I need them to do, man. Look at all the copper they're running through here. So I think we finally have solved our iron and copper supply issues. Now, you notice I don't have gates here to walk through and keep the trains from running me over. It's just on these main tracks. I don't know how much I'm going to have to come over here to this depot area anyway, so hopefully I won't die. I also put in 3 more stations so that I can run stone down here, I can run coal down here, I can run whatever I need to, whether it be stone, coal, which I don't think I will really need. Well, stone I might need to run down, but I can bring down different pieces, parts and stuff, and have plenty of room to dump the stuff off. So there we go. There's going to be my main train unloading area, is right there, and it's right close to this, and I can just use the existing lines that are coming in from all the other places that I've been doing this stuff and just pump it in. The other thing I'll probably use that for is when I start mining uranium in places other than where I am at on the map currently. So look, we're progressing pretty good on the A-bomb, considering the fact that it's 4,000 or 5,000, whatever it was, requirement for research. So we're buzzing right along. I mean, this is all doing well. I got plenty of walls, plenty of concrete. Um, so just kind of making the rounds a little bit. Like I say, and all of this, to be honest with you, let's see. Excuse me. Let's see if we can see how many lasers we actually have out there, shall we? Um, 6,000 almost lasers. Um, that's pretty hefty. Um, so yeah, we've made quite a few lasers, quite a few solar panels, quite a few accumulators. Um, those are our big numbers right there, and uh, that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's that. I wanted to show you how we're doing. I just, like I said, I've been doing it, on my own off camera. I didn't want to bore you guys too much with any of it, but at the same time, I don't want to get too far ahead to where you guys are going, well, you're doing, you're not getting to see anything. So, thought we'd come over here, and since we got to wait on the nukes to research before we can start building any nukes, and setting up an area for that and what have you, I just thought I'd come on down here, and there's my tank. I'm using my tank to hold my supplies, hold my beer while I expand this out, and yeah, it's going all right. Like I say, I have not put traffic the signals everywhere yet, and because I have not done that, I have not gone back and fixed my blueprints. So eventually I need to fix my blueprints so that my blueprints have the signals in them and they just get laid down automatically. I have not done that yet, but I will get around to it at some point. Oh, and I just noticed, look, the deconstruction planner has a little tree emblem on it because I've got this, so that's cool. It tells you what that it's set for only that, so that you don't make the mistake of wondering why in the heck it's not picking anything up. So let's look at the map real quick. Like I say, what I'd like to do is come down eventually and attach over here. Now, I could either just bring this over right now and plug it in here somewhere, but I don't want to lose this space. Plus, I got this going on up here. So I think what I want to do is come around this way. Now, the problem with that is I can't come straight across. I got this water here. So eventually I'm going to come down here, I think, and then over. So we're going to have to fix this dog leg and go the other half of the dog leg. And the reason I did this dog leg, even though we're going to run over this oil, is I wanted to miss this 1 million ore patch. So we'll dog leg it down here. The copper, I'm not too worried about the copper patches because, gosh, there's a lot of them here. But we seem to be really kind of short on these iron ore patches. So I wanted to miss, the big ones. These small ones that we can live with, but the big ones I wanted to miss. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish out this dog leg. We've got this four-way right here that will allow us to head this direction. We've got this four-way that will allow us to head this direction. So we're going to fix this dog. We're going to straighten out the rest of this dog leg, and I think we're going to go straight down here, and we're going to see what we can see. I may even go out in the tank eventually and explore and see what this looks like over here. I suspect, based on how big or how little the amount of water there is, I suspect that this probably has a landmass all the way around here with just some lakes. So I think we'll be able to go around the lakes and hook up on this side. If not, we'll see what we're going to do, and we'll go from there. And we want to come down here and go off in this direction anyway. So when we do, we'll bring this down and around this way. All right. So that's my plan. So let's go kill some bugs, shall we? First thing I want to do, I want to get rid of these guys that are between me and the base, because I'm running across up here. Yes, they'll come back probably. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we won't get rid of these guys. Maybe we'll go ahead and do this dog leg and start down here. And then once we close it off, we'll go back and get all of these people. because they're just going to keep multiplying. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just go ahead and do the rest of our dog leg? So we're going to want to clear out probably at least all the way to this copper patch, all these guys right here. So, and as you can see, Behemoth, Behemoth spitters and Behemoth biters. So we're definitely been killing a lot of biters, and they have been evolving. All right, so now I suppose I could get the tank and I could go down here and run these guys down and what have you. But with the evolution, why not just go ahead and make use of our bots? That's what we have them for. Now this one is going to get that spitter's attention, and we're getting a little close anyway, so let's put it here. Yeah, that bot, that's what I thought. I was expecting that bot to get that spitter's attention. We'll just let these guys come up here and we'll wipe them out. Ain't gonna take much. There we go. Now we got our lasers. I mean, come on down here and get rid of these guys too. And if we set her here, is that going to give us reach for our wire? Yes, that's going to give us reach for our wire. So, boom, there we go. So pretty and so nice to be able to do that, ain't it? Shift, bye-bye worms. Roaches check in, but they don't check out, right? Alright, looks like we're out of lasers. So, time to start stealing lasers. Just gotta make sure that we don't inadvertently pick up our substations while we're at it, because we don't want to cut power off. That would be bad. Alright. It's hard to see sometimes whether that's going to form a connection or not. Alright. So we lost a robot. We're gonna lose a few. I made a few extra, you know. We had 115, so we've lost one, which is okay. You know, we'll just keep track of how many we lose. I'm curious to see just how wasteful this is, but you know, you're talking to somebody who has built what is it, almost 10,000 lasers, so you know, I guess wasteful is a relative term, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. And knock some of these out and give us some more lasers for down there. There we go, just that quick. It's really cool when it wipes the whole place out all in one swell foop. So let's see. We got, oh yeah, we got worms up there. We're probably going to go ahead and, I guess, deal with their asses. We're going to have to hit this one because this is going to come back around the way. This is going to get in the way. These are going to get in the way. So we'll have to hit this one, definitely. We will have to definitely hit these ones. So let's go over and get these guys first. What the heck? We'll pack this up, come up to this corner, and come down. Right? So let's grab them on up here. Now, if it weren't for these whole bunch of worms up here, I would just go ahead and... you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Never mind. My game, my prerogative to change my mind, right? There we go. We'll just walk over here and get all of these worms now. Might as well. There is no sense not to. We're already sitting here. Alright, lost another one. That's life. Also, part of it is they're trying to repair these lasers and stuff, which, you know, puts them right in harm's way. But, you know, life is life. Fa la 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 la. I guess it sucks to be a robot. So there we go. We got that one cleared out. Looks like there's directly north of us. Okay, fine. I lied. We'll go ahead and clear all this mess out first, I guess, and then we'll move upwards. Trying to be careful not to get ourselves killed by eliminating our electrical connection. That would certainly not be good. Oh. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I thought it was further up that way. So I guess we'll just go ahead and lay this sucker down right here. And you know what? We can't be letting the lasers and the robots have all the fun now, can we? There we go. Now look at the size of that patch right there. That's going to be pretty. Right? Look at that. Okay. So... now I think is the time for us to pull this back and come in from the other side of the connection there. Although, yeah, maybe we'll hit one more base first. We'll go right down here and hit these guys. I would say it is rather handy to be able to just throw these guys down and let them do your dirty work for you. clear some of this initial wave out. And send them on up again. Die, worms, die. Kill all them graboids. And we're starting to run ourselves a little thin as far as our landline goes, but soon, very soon, maybe, nah, you know what? I think we're far enough. Let's look at the map. Alright, so I think, yeah, that gives us that. So we're going to come down here. So we're going to have to get rid of this one. I don't think we need to get rid of this one, but we're going to have to get rid of this one, and this one, because it's going to turn and come straight down here. So let's back up. We'll come down here and hit these, and we'll work our way over. So let's redeploy our lasers and get our good little minions to pick them all on up and bring them back to where we need to go. Oops, missed some. Looks like we got a spawner popped up a little closer here. Let's take him out. Yeah. There we go. Took care of that. Alright, so now let's run our poles on down here. Come on, there's the line. We don't want to get so close that we can't start setting things down, but at the same time, we want to get close enough that we can not have to string out a whole crap ton of lasers in order to do it. There we go. Now they're going to come back up after us. Run up here to the corner. Let them kill themselves on our wall. There we go. And then we'll go on back down here, and we will ruin their day for them. Man, remember when we didn't have robots at the beginning of the game? It really is nice having robots. I mean, yes, I take them for granted, and they are indeed cannon fodder. But, you know what? I'm okay with that. I am very okay with it. Ooh. Can we get down here and burn some more forest? I do believe we can. Let's get down and set some more fires, shall we? Whee! Alright, so let's pick up these lasers. Heck, you know what? We can probably pick all of them up, including the substations, and just run another tower over here. There it is. And one more. One more. And can we do one more? Let's try one more tower. Let's see if that pisses them off. Nope. Good. Alright, awesome. So, let's see if this pisses them off. We know it's going to, right? Yeah, we lost one. I know. Tough shit. Look at that whole row of worms die all in one shot. That's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Personally, that's worth losing a couple of bots. Rather than having to stand there and duke it out with the worms, nah, bump that. We'll just send the lasers in and let them do their job and chew these bastards to pieces. To do otherwise would be stupid, in my opinion. Of course, then again, this is me we're talking about, and I tend to do a lot of stupid things. Alrighty. Boom. See how badly we can. Now this would be nice to have a nuke. Man, we could take that whole thing out with one nuke. And rest assured, we are going to do that in the very near future as soon as we get that researched. Looks like we've run out of something. We're going to have to go up there and check and see what we're low on for our research, because it looks like our research has stopped for some reason. So we're going to have to see what we're not producing. I suspect it may be electric furnaces, because I don't have a supply of bricks running up there right now. We ran out of that stone, so I need to get more bricks up in that area, more stone up in that area to supply them. And I don't think we did that. I think we left it alone. So let's get another thing of lasers down here. And we just start chewing these guys a new ass. Now, how awesome is that to be able to have these guys just come in there and clean these guys out with a quickness like this? I am definitely loving it. Is that another? Nope. Okay, so we can grab the ones from up top. Alrighty, let's see what we got left that we can just... take care of with diplomacy through superior firepower, right? Alright, let's see what we got. We want to take these guys out, and then we can build another section of railroad. So let's go ahead and do that. So we are going to need some more lasers before we advance any further. So let's go ahead and grab them on up. Three, huh? All right. There we go. That's enough. We can take these guys out by hand. Maybe. Alright, screw it. You know what? That's the whole point of having these guys. I don't know why you're screwing around like this, Marlon. Just take care of them. And that's the... Isn't that the point of having these things? There we go. Just that easy. And just think, for an additional $1.99, you too can have... Oh, there we go. Now, there is no sense in going after the rest of these guys right now because they're just going to fill in anyway. So let's go ahead and redeploy right on back to our train track. And that was kind of fun. Much needed bite or death. Nice to avenge our comrades in arms, i.e. our lost robots, and to rain death upon the inhabitants of this world. Now here's the... I think I may have asked this before or said this before. You know, in the scheme of things, everybody looks at things, you know, good and evil, right and wrong. Who are the bad guys here? You know, is it the biters because they're aggressive, or is it us because the reason the biters are aggressive is we're taking over their land, their territory, we're polluting. So you know, which one of us is the bad people, them or us? I think what's that movie, Avatar? I think that's kind of the question in a way that that the Avatar movie asks, I guess. I think you're kind of meant to look at it as, you know, what did we do to the Indians kind of thing. You know, and that's an interesting thing. Being part Native American myself, my my dad's mom was full blood Delaware Blackfoot. Um, it is definitely an interesting question. I mean, I was raised. My mom, made it a point for me to know what my heritage was and what have you. So, I kind of see it both ways sometimes, I guess. Um, I tend to be a somewhat uh, liberal person anyway. Um, Not, maybe 100% certainly, but definitely lean more in that direction than the other, um, by a long shot. And how's that look? You know what? I think that's going to fit. All the rails connect, all the walls connect. We'll fill in the panels um, and the accumulators as we need, but it looks like our substations generally overlap, so we should have good connectivity. And there we go. So yeah, I don't know. And I am, you take those stupid surveys or whatever. I come down on the surveys as a social liberal and a fiscal conservative. Um, and I guess you could say that that's the case, although those things are very general, and I find it to be more of a complex matter than that. Um, you know, I'm a individual issues kind of person. I don't subscribe to one party or the other necessarily 100%. I basically weigh my thoughts and weigh what's going on and what have you, and kind of uh, land on an idea or a belief or a feeling from there. Um, you know, Now with the current political thing going on, I'm not particularly a fan of how things are right now. Um, I think there are a lot of issues, and not too not too happy with the way we're looking on the world stage and things like that. Let alone at home domestically. So it is what it is. Um, I definitely did not vote for our current president, but that's you know again, that came down to what my personal assessment was, and things like that, and you know it is what it is. Um, on the other hand, um, I have voted Republican in the past, and I've voted Democrat in the past. Uh, you know, I'm registered independent, so you know, there you go. Anyway, let's see. So we got that. We got this here. We've got a crossover there. And we want to, like I say, we want to start going south with this, but we also, well, we got this one to go this way. So, let's go, man, because we got, okay, well, we got 1,000,004 here, and we got 1,000,000 here. So if we go straight down here, we've got this crossover here that we can use, excuse me, to pick up these with a station. So, let's, like I say, I like to try to have crossovers every so often. So let's do a crossover, and then we'll do a straight, um, and we'll go from there. It's probably more crossovers than I really need, but you know what? I'm a firm believer in it is better to have and not need than it is to need and not have when it comes to these sorts of things. That's one of the things that I kind of enforce upon my or impress upon my students. Not really enforce, but impress upon my students in our movie making classes is you know to kind of plan ahead. I mean, and I imagine a lot of that comes from my time in the military, and whatnot. But um, I would rather take a bunch of stuff to a shoot that I may or may not need, and I would rather take more footage um, than what I think I need for a movie, because invariably I will get back, and I'll start editing, and I'll go, you know what? I wish I had this shot, or I wish I had that shot. So I try to impress upon my students um, that the whole philosophy of I'd rather have and not need than need and not have. Um, you know, I've always kind of been that way, even with like packing for a deployment or a trip or whatever. Um, my ex-wife used to think I was crazy because of some of the stuff that I, would pack and take and whatnot. Not crazy, but just that I was taking a lot of stuff or whatever. But I always found it to be rather handy, to be perfectly honest. At the end of the day, there were more times than not that I was glad to have taken the things that I took. And more often than not, it came in handy having overpacked, if you will, because it I don't know, made things a little more comfortable sometimes. Let's face it, being out in the field is not the most comfortable environment to be in and what have you. So it was nice to be able to have stuff to relax with, or be comfortable with, and not have to completely rough it. So there's that. Let's take the tracks. We're getting low on lasers. We're getting low on solar panels, but let's take the solar panels. You know what? We don't need that radar. We don't need the stone. We don't need the wood. There we go. Let's take the solar panels to make up for it. We really don't need the coal, because I brought that along for the tank. Let's take. There we go. So we're down to 56. So we lost what? 9, I guess. 9 robots along the way. Not a bad trade-off. I don't think so, anyway. Not a completely terrible trade-off. So let's get in here on these train tracks. Nothing's going to be coming down this way. None of the trains are scheduled to come over to this side of the tracks. I guess the wrong side of the tracks, if you will, in this particular case. So I'm not too worried about them coming down here and running me over if I'm walking on these tracks, because nothing should be coming down this way anyway. So we'll get in the tracks and we'll just walk down the tracks, and we'll let these guys fill in all the stuff they need to fill in. So, like I say, I finished up camp this week. We had a YouTube and viral video camp this week where I was teaching students how to improve their YouTube channels, and this was all camp kids. It was all younger kids, like I think it was like 9 to 15, give or take, and all these kids already have all their own YouTube channels and what have you. But I was trying to, show them ways to, improve their videos and what have you. And at the same time, kind of make their parents happy. And what I mean by that is, if you've got somebody that's doing videos that likes to be on the camera and talk while they're doing their videos, whether it be game videos like these, or if it's like we have one kid who likes to do hair and makeup videos. Well, you know, it's one thing if it's your own house, you can set up, whatever it is that you want to do and leave it, and it not bother your parents, because it's not in the way, because it's your house, right? But it's another if you're a kid in your house, and your parents want you to clean your damn room up. So I showed them some things to do to some temporary setups that they could do their videos and take them down, and still have some pretty decent quality backdrops and decent quality videos, but at the same time, keep their parents relatively happy. So that was kind of one of my goals with it. And I think they got a lot out of it. They seem to have gotten a lot out of it. They seem to be pretty happy with it. And, so that's the goal of them, or the goal of the class is to help them out. So we did that, and we did some intros and outros for their videos, and put it all on disc so that they could take it with them and improve upon their videos by having a little bit of a cleaner intro and a little cleaner outro than just dumping the video on there. And the funny thing is I say those things, and it's kind of like a do as I say, not as I do thing, because anybody who's been watching my channel for a little bit now knows I don't do those things. So I should be, and I'm not. But at some point I will get around to it. A lot of it has to do with time. I just have not gotten around to doing it. Other things and what have you. The best laid plans of mice and men and all that. So one of these days I'll get around to doing it myself. Maybe at some point. Who knows? But yeah, there you go. Alright, I think. So we even ran out of substations. I had to pick up some of these extra substations and fill in, because we had run out of substations. So we're going to have to restock and resupply. We're down to 3 substations at this point. So let's look at the map. We're almost down to the edge. So what I'm going to do, I guess, is I'll cap this off for now, and that will use up those other 3 substations. Probably might even use a few more. So we might be short some, but let's go ahead and cap this puppy off. Yeah, we're gonna be short a few substations. Oh well, that's okay. We'll live with it. We'll adapt and overcome. As long as we have enough lasers, and I have poles, I can fill in where I need to with poles. And we'll just put some poles down instead of these substations, and we'll make it work. It's only temporary anyway. These end walls are not meant to be anything more than a stopgap measure to keep things from coming through until we extend out our railroad and our defenses. So I'm not too worried about using poles. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So we finished up the dog leg. We got the straight. I think what we'll do is we'll bring a couple more straights down, and at that point we should start to see what's down here, wherever we can go over. And then so we'll bring a couple more straights down, and then we're probably going to put in at least a T, if not a four-way. We'll probably just go ahead and put a four-way in, because again, better to need and not have than to have and not need, or better to have and not need than to need and not have, as far as I'm concerned. So we'll probably put a four-way in down here, even though it's a little bit of overkill. I'm okay with that, in this particular instance, because it would be too much of a pain in the ass to go back and re-engineer it to put one in. Although we could just take a destruction blueprint, get rid of it, and start over. But why? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to dump all of this stuff that we can into this tank. We're going to take back our wood and what have you. We'll take back our coal, and we'll get as much of our track laying materials as we can into this tank, and we'll go back and restock. What I ought to do is bring a couple of chests out here and just fill the crap out of the chests, but we'll get to there. Now, here's the question. Do we want to go ahead and clear some of these suckers out so that we can go straight across? I think the answer is no. I think we'll wait until we get a little further down. I think we're just going to go up here, and we're going to go across from here. And I want to go up and I want to see what I am lacking on research, because this hasn't moved in a while. And I'm hoping it wasn't that I was stupid and accidentally turned a belt the wrong direction while I was walking around. I have done that more times than I care to count at this point, and it's really stupid of me to do that. So let's go over here and see what we are hurting for. And right off the bat, it looks like it is yellow. So let's look at the yellow. What are we missing? We are missing batteries. Alright, so batteries. Let's go down here and take a look at our battery supply and see why we are missing batteries. Is it because they're just slow to be made? And I think the answer is yes. I think it is that they are just slow to be made, and we're sending them two different places, because we're picking off of them for the lasers, we're picking off of them for the accumulators, and I've only got two factories. So I think what we're going to do right off the bat is we're going to turn our accumulators off. That'll help some. Some of them are going to get going for lasers and things like that. And then I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to plan to build a couple more spots for manufacturing batteries, because we definitely need them. Let's see if I've got any batteries in storage that I can take up there and dump. There's no sense in pulling the batteries off the line to move them up there, because it's just they're going to fill in anyway. But if I have some batteries down here just kind of hanging out in storage, why not at least make use of them? Take them up there. It does not look like I have, any there, but I also have these storage chests over here that I've been kind of as I come back, they've been coming along and taking stuff away from me and dumping it into these chests too. So can't hurt to look and make sure. And it looks like I have no batteries. Yes, we have no batteries. We have no batteries today. Yes, we have no batteries in Scranton, PA. Yes, if you figured that out. I am a fan of Harry Chapin. I like his music. I got to see him in concert once, not long before he passed away. Um, he came up to the University of Delaware and played a concert up there, and I was able to um, go and my mom and I and see his concert. Um, and it was a nice small little venue and what have you, and pretty close to the stage. So that was kind of neat for me. Um, especially I was probably mid-teens, I guess, at the time, so that was kind of cool. Um, Alrighty, well, so now we've got batteries flowing again, which means we got yellow science sort of flowing again. We've worked on the railroad, and I think you see where I'm headed with that. So I think I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to everybody later. All right, so if you like this, you know the deal. Subscribe, like, comment. I love to hear from people. Um, and we'll go from there. All right, have a good day. Bye.